Right now, as you watch this, your body is roughly 60% water. It's in your blood, sealed inside your cells, cushioning your brain, lubricating every joint, and carrying heat away from your core. And here's the part most people never think about. You are leaking it constantly. Every breath you exhale carries water vapor out of your body. Every moment, your skin releases an invisible mist into the air. You lose water when you blink, when you speak, when you simply sit still and do nothing at all. On a normal day, you don't notice any of this because you keep refilling the tank. A glass here, a coffee there. The water you don't even realize is hidden inside your food. But what if that stopped? What if, starting at this exact second, not one single drop of water went back into your body? No water, no juice, no tea, nothing. Your body has a plan for this. A precise, staged, almost ruthless shutdown sequence that it begins running faster than you would ever guess. And the final stages of that sequence are far stranger and far more dramatic than most people imagine. So let's start the clock. This is exactly what happens to your body, hour by hour, with zero water. And the very first change begins before you've even finished feeling thirsty. The clock starts now, 0 hours. In this first stretch, on the outside, nothing seems to be happening at all. You feel completely normal. But deep inside your body, in two bean-shaped organs tucked against your lower back, the response has already begun. Your kidneys are your body's master water managers, and they are constantly tasting your blood. They have an extraordinary job. Every single day, they filter your entire blood supply dozens of times over, deciding what to keep and what to flush away. And within this first hour, tiny sensors are picking up something subtle. The concentration of your blood is creeping upward. There's a little less water diluting everything dissolved in it. To you, this is invisible. To your kidneys, it's an alarm bell. And they respond immediately, quietly, without you ever knowing, by sending a message upward to the command center of the entire operation. Your brain. By hour 2, that message has triggered a response. Deep in the base of your brain sits a tiny structure that acts like a thermostat for water. When it senses the blood getting too concentrated, it releases a hormone with a powerful job. That hormone is called vasopressin, and you can think of it as your body's water-saving switch being flipped to the on position. Its instruction to the body is simple and urgent. Stop wasting water, and the kidneys obey. They begin reclaiming water that would normally have been flushed away in your urine, pulling it back into the bloodstream at the last moment. This is why, somewhere around now, you'd notice the first visible clue. Your urine starts turning a deeper, darker yellow. That color is not random. It's concentrated waste in a smaller amount of water, and it is your body's earliest external warning light, telling you the reserves are being protected. Now we reach hour 4 to 6, and this is where your body plays its loudest card so far. For the first time, you feel it. Thirst, that dry, nagging pull at the back of your throat and the front of your mind. And here's something fascinating. Thirst is not a sign that you're already in trouble. Thirst is a command. It's your brain deliberately generating an uncomfortable sensation on purpose to make you do one specific thing: find water and drink it. It is one of the most powerful drives your body has, ranking right up there with the urge to breathe. For almost every person on Earth, this is the moment the experiment ends. You feel thirsty, you grab a drink, and the entire process silently resets as if it never happened. But not today. Today, we ignore the command, and the moment you ignore it, your body shifts to a different, deeper strategy. So let's keep the clock running, because once we pass the half-day mark, your blood itself starts to change. By hour 12, the situation has escalated. The easy water, the freely available water in your system, is running low. So your body turns to a deeper, more precious reserve, the fluid stored inside and around your cells. Picture every cell in your body as a tiny water balloon. Your body now begins very carefully, drawing water out of those balloons to keep the most important system topped up: your blood. And this matters enormously, because your blood is your delivery network. It carries oxygen to every organ and hauls waste away. As water leaves the blood, it gets thicker, slightly more syrupy, and thicker blood is harder to push. So your heart, without you asking it to, starts beating a little faster and a little harder to keep everything circulating. This is also around when many people get their first headache. Your brain is exquisitely sensitive to fluid balance. It is one of the very first organs to protest when water runs short, and that dull, building ache is one of its complaints. You feel tired now, foggy, like the volume on the world has been turned down a notch. We reached the 24-hour mark, one full day with no water, and now the signs are impossible to ignore. Your mouth is dry, sticky, almost pasty, because your body has slashed saliva production to conserve fluid. Swallowing feels strange. Your lips begin to dry and crack. Pinch the skin on the back of your hand, and it no longer snaps back the way it should. It stays tented for a moment, because there's less water beneath it, keeping it plump. This is a sign that medical professionals actually look for. Inside, your body has now committed fully to conservation mode. Nearly every system is being quietly throttled back to save water. Your energy sinks. Even standing up feels like more effort than it should. And this, right here, is the threshold that matters. Up to this point, going without water has been deeply uncomfortable. But from roughly this stage onward, doctors stop calling it discomfort and start calling it dangerous. Because the next phase doesn't just make you feel bad. It starts to take systems offline. Day 2 begins, and the shortage now reaches the one organ that cannot be allowed to fail: your brain. Your brain floats in fluid and is itself mostly water, and it does not tolerate dehydration gracefully. As fluid levels keep dropping, the effects become unmistakable. Concentration slips through your fingers. Holding a single train of thought becomes genuinely difficult. Dizziness rolls in, especially once you stand up, because there's no longer enough fluid volume to keep blood pressure steady against gravity. Simple decisions feel like wading through fog. Your mood phrase. Irritability creeps in, then a strange flatness. Meanwhile, your body is making cold, hard choices about where the remaining water goes. And it is triaging like a battlefield medic. The rule is simple: protect the core. Blood flow is prioritized for the heart and the brain, the two organs you cannot live without. Everything else gets demoted. This is why your hands and feet may start to feel cool to the touch. Circulation to the surface and the extremities is being dialed down to keep the center alive. As day 2 continues, the visible toll deepens. You've likely stopped producing any meaningful amount of urine at all now. Your kidneys, those Mesters managers, are clamping down with everything they have. Refusing to release water they desperately need to keep. And while this protects your fluid levels for a while, it comes at a cost. Your kidneys filter waste out of your blood, and they need a certain amount of water to do that job. As water vanishes, waste products that should be flushed away begin to build up in your bloodstream instead. Your eyes start to look sunken and dull. Your tear production fails, so your eyes feel dry and gritty. Your skin loses its glow and takes on a slack, tired quality. One by one, every function your body has decided is non-essential for immediate survival is being switched off to buy time for the functions that are. Your body has become a fortress under siege, sealing every door and pulling every soldier back to defend the keep. Now we arrive at day 3, and this is where the story turns genuinely life-threatening. This is no longer a story about discomfort, but about survival. By this stage, the total amount of fluid in your circulation has dropped significantly, and that has a cascade of dangerous effects. Your heart is now racing, fighting hard to push thickened blood through your vessels, but with so little fluid volume, your blood pressure can fall dangerously low. Stand up, and the world might go black at the edges. Fainting becomes a real risk. But the most serious danger is happening at an invisible chemical level. Your body runs on electrolytes, minerals like sodium and potassium, that carry the electrical signals telling your nerves to fire and your muscles to move. Water is what keeps these minerals in their correct, delicate balance. As water disappears, that balance is thrown into chaos. And here's why that's so frightening. Your heart is a muscle, and it relies on perfectly timed electrical signals to keep its steady, life-sustaining rhythm. When electrolytes swing out of balance, that rhythm can become erratic and unstable. At the same time, your brain, starved of its normal watery environment, can slide into deep confusion, then drowsiness, then something far more serious. This is the stage that doctors describe without hesitation as a medical emergency, the point where the very systems keeping you alive begin to falter one after another. And this is the hard biological truth at the center of all this. For most people, survival without any water runs out somewhere around the 3-day mark. Some may last a little longer, some far less. Because the timeline you've just watched is not fixed. It bends dramatically depending on your conditions. In intense heat, your body pours out water as sweat trying to cool itself, and that 3-day window can collapse to a single day or less. Hard physical effort drains it faster still. Cool air, complete rest, and shade stretch it slightly. But the direction never changes. Without water coming in, every single one of us is on the same countdown, only the speed is different. Your body can survive weeks without food, slowly burning through its fat and muscle for fuel. But water? Water is in a category entirely of its own. There is no large reserve tank. There is no deep storage. There is only the water already moving through you right now, and your body's desperate, brilliant effort to make it last. So step back and look at what your body actually did across these 3 days, because it reveals something extraordinary about how you're built. The thirst you felt after just a few hours, that wasn't the emergency. That was the opening move, the gentlest possible nudge in a strategy your body had fully prepared long before you ever felt a thing. Every stage that followed was a deliberate, escalating decision. First conserve, then borrow, then ration, then triage, sacrificing everything non-essential to protect the two organs that keep you alive, the heart and the brain, until the very last possible moment. Your body treats water not as a simple drink, but as the single most urgent and irreplaceable resource it owns, more critical in the short term than food, than sleep, than almost anything else. It will dismantle itself piece by piece, in a careful order, just to keep water flowing to the places that matter most. It is, when you really look at it, one of the most sophisticated survival systems in all of nature, running silently inside you every second of every day, quietly balancing a budget you never even knew existed. Which leaves us with one last strange question. We've just seen what happens when your body has far too little water. So what happens if you go in the complete opposite direction and drink far, far too much? It seems like it should be harmless. Water is good for you, right? More must be better. But the truth is genuinely surprising, and in its own way just as dangerous as everything you've just seen. Your body's relationship with water is a tightrope, and falling off either side has consequences. So if your body's hidden survival systems fascinate you even half as much as they fascinate us, the video on screen right now is exactly where you want to go next.